It was strange. I never thought of it as NDE until I read some articles. Couple of things happened to me, a possible NDE and a déjà vu. I was involved in a hit-and-run accident. While my car was being bounced around, I was trying to gain control of my steering wheel. The moment I gave up trying to gain control, and my car went spinning, I suddenly had the image of myself all drenched in blood and dead. I felt horrified and very distressed. I remember thinking just before that, gosh, this is how I am going to die. Suddenly my car came to a halt, and I did the weirdest thing possible. I put my brake on park. And then it seemed like a déjà vu experience. I remember somehow seeing this, that I would be in a car accident, by myself, and that my car would halt finally, and that I would very calmly put my brake in park. I still was very shaken, looked down at myself to see if I was covered in blood, had broken bones, was immobilized. I was very happy and relieved and surprised to see that I was alive, no blood, just an injured knee. I don't remember screaming at all. Next NDE. I had a liver and kidney failure. The body began to fill with fluid. I stopped breathing. I remember watching medical staff from the corner of the room. At first, I thought that there was someone else in the room whom they were working on. Then I realized it was me. I felt peace and no pain. I felt someone else in the room, but they didn't say anything, they were just watching like me. I wish they had let me go, as I will die of liver failure, and don't want to go slowly. It was the first time in years I felt no pain and was at peace. If I could go back, I would. Next NDE. Convinced that I would soon die. I had been terrified of going to sleep, and had not slept for more than 2 days. I lost all hope, and started to drift off very peacefully. A television suspended from the ceiling was on broadcasting a music show. Dionne Warwick was singing. Without warning, I was suddenly stretched out, supported by nothing, on a level with the television. I was not at all alarmed, but rather incredulous that such a thing could happen. I looked to the ends of my feet and arms to view any tethers. There were none, but instead I saw gauzy wisps trailing off from my extremities into space. There was no sensation of binding. I felt weightless and calm despite my surprise. I could not hear anything. I happened to glance down to my bed, and I saw myself lying there as if from a great distance. This caused such disturbance in my mind, to be in 2 places, that I crashed to earth. I actually bounced when I hit the bed. Then I could hear Dionne Warwick finishing her song. I would have given anything to go back, and I tried in vain to repeat the experience. From that minute on, I started to get well, and was discharged in a few days. I did not tell anyone about this for a long time, and even then I was reluctant. Next NDE. After being in a motorcycle accident, during which I received a brain injury, I went into cardiac arrest. At some point, I was in another place. No injury, no recollection of a journey, no past. Just standing in a room where there were people playing bingo. My grandmother was there. She stopped playing, and we spoke for a bit. While we were chatting, a babysitter I had as a young girl came over to say hello to me. She had already met my grandmother. The last thing my grandmother said to me was, "You have to go back. There are still things you need to do." Since at that time I was not aware of anything in the past, before I saw that room, I questioned her. What did she mean, go back? She kept repeating that I had to go back. I began to get unreasonably angry and was shouting, "Go back. Go back where?" Her voice and the room began to drift away, like a fading out. The next memory I have was waking up in the hospital. My mother had made it there by then. I told her about what I had seen, and she did confirm for me that my grandmother, when alive, did used to love playing bingo.